What's going on, LEGO fans? My name is Last Night I Dreamt, and today we're going to be reviewing the Speed Champions 007 Aston Martin set. So, without further ado, let's get started. So first off, we have the box. It's for ages 8 and up. The set number is 76911, and there are 298 pieces. On the back of the box, it shows the set comparing to the car in the movies. And now let's get to the real box. My box came with a dent in the corner, so that's kind of rough. And also, when I was trying to open it, it completely tore the box push tabs, and this just completely disintegrated. The cardboard feels really thin and like papery, so I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it was just because I took it apart poorly or something, but it was not good. Inside the box, we got bag 1, bag 2, a very large sticker sheet, a bigger piece, which I don't generally like when LEGO does this, but you know, whatever, and the instructions, of course. Again, they're going with the white. I wish they would change it, but oh well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and build bag 1, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. And for the minifigure, we have our James Bond here. He comes with a wrench. I personally feel like he should have come with a gun, but that's neither here nor there. There's some printing on the legs. That's a nice detail. There's some printed pockets with a little white tab and a nice bow tie. And there's even printing on the back of the torso for some creases in the jacket, which is a nice detail, but there is no printing on the back of the head for a secondary face. And for the set itself, it's very small. I was honestly kind of expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. One thing I really like is along here, there's some nice chrome pieces for like a rim around the back, which is a really cool detail. I really like the chrome pieces. They didn't have to do that, but they did. They did that for us. So there are these 2 printed pieces. I'm glad that they chose to do printed pieces there. And there's a sticker there, and there for the license plate. There are also 2 stickers on the bottom here, and the same on the other side. And it looks like these front wheels are not going to be moving at all. They are stationary, which is kind of disappointing. This is my first Speed Champions set, but I figured I'd get this one because I kind of like James Bond, so I figured this would be a good start. But it's a little disappointing just to see the size of it and that the front wheels don't even turn. I much prefer the bigger LEGO Creator cars. All of that being said, let's do bag 2. Alright, and that's the build finally completed. So the set on the bottom here, there is a piece that looks sort of like a gun, and that comes with an extra piece. So if you really wanted to, you could give your James Bond a gun, which I think is nice. I don't think that was intentional, but it is good for more accuracy to the movies, because I don't think we ever really see him holding a wrench. So the set itself is relatively small, which makes sense because it was only $20. But there are a few cool things. There's a lot of printed pieces. The headlights are printed, the grille here is printed, even these like little lights underneath it are printed. And I think that was a really nice detail, as well as this piece right here that comes off. This right here is all printed, which I think is a really nice detail. I really like that. As well as these pieces on the tires also look really good. They're very detailed and very shiny. I love the chrome plating of these pieces. The set also does come with 4 alternate sets of license plates, which I think is a cool playability feature or detail. So I think that's really neat. As well as the hood is really cool and really detailed, and the way that they make the hood is also really interesting. So for the price of this set, 20 bucks is not bad. You get a nice looking minifigure, you get a fairly cool looking car. It's pretty small, but I think $20 is a pretty fair price. I'd say maybe an 8 out of 10. For minifigures, I think this minifigure looks pretty good. I wish they had given him a gun instead of a wrench, but I guess it is kind of good that they included an extra piece that looks sort of like a gun, but I think they should have planned to give him a gun maybe as well as a wrench, but I feel like the wrench isn't even really necessary. So I'd give that a 7 just purely for that. For the set itself, I think it has a few different design features and a little bit of a playability feature with this, but as far as playability features go, there's no sort of guns, there's really nothing that makes it seem like it's a cool spy car. It really just looks like a generic old Aston Martin car. There's no sort of playability features. I know that the LEGO Creator Expert car version of this does have a lot of playability features, so I think if you really want playability features and accuracy to the movies, maybe go with that one. It's just a little more pricey, but if you want minifigures and minifigure scale, this is more your go-to. So I think for set, I'd give this one maybe a 7. So overall, I think the set, I'd give it a 7.5. The car is pretty accurate. The minifigure is very detailed and accurate, I think. So if you're really into James Bond, this is a pretty good set to get. If you're not a huge LEGO fan, but you like James Bond, this would be a good gift, or, just something for yourself, because it is a nice display feature. But if you are a hardcore LEGO fan and you like James Bond, I would say go for the more expensive, bigger one. And then this one would be maybe secondary just for the minifigure, not so much for the car. I think the set is pretty good. I liked parts of it. There aren't a whole lot of parts that I don't like. The only thing that I don't really like is back here on the headlights. It's not a smooth transition. It would be a very specific and hard to print piece to get rid of these sharp edges right here. So I don't take off too many points for that. So there's nothing in this set that I truly don't like. It's all pretty good. It's just a small set, so it's hard to add, swingable doors and have tires that can move back and forth. Things like that I generally look for and like in a car. This one does not have, because it is smaller and it is cheaper. So that makes sense. It's a fair price. It's a good set. That is it for this episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.